chapter 13, verse 24. They came, and then it says, they came when Makomahu Kara Nachal Eshkol, to that place they called the Nachal Eshkol. Here, Asher, sit closer so that when I call on you to read, you'll be able to, everybody can hear. To that place they called Nachal Eshkol, Asher Kartum Misham B'nai Yisrael. Aladot Eshkol, on account of the cluster, because they cut down grapes that the B'nai Yisrael cut from there. Vayashuvu mitur haaretz miketzer b'yom yom, and they returned from scouting out the land at the end of 40 days. So, okay, Asher, for those of you on the Zoom, I'm being helped in the reading by the guys here. So Asher is going to read the Rashi. Okay, so what does Rashi say?
Parsa Arbameos Parsahi.
So how are they able to, Rashi's basically question is, how are they able to scout out the land for 40 days when the whole land is 400 parsings by 400 parsings? Okay, go on, Asher.
Malach Adam Be'eni.
Malach Adam Beinoni as a parsos liyom. And a typical person is only able to walk 10 parsings a day. So therefore, if you're typically only able to walk 10 parsings a day, go on.
Hare Mahalach Arbayim Yom.
So that's a distance of 40 days is 400 parsings, but
Mina Mizrach Lema'arav.
But that's only if you go from east to west. But they also went.
Vehem Halchu Arba V'Rachba.
Vehem Halchu Arka V'Rachba. They didn't just go east to west. They also went north to south. So therefore, it should have taken them much more than 40 days to walk through the whole land. So what happened?
Ella Shagalui Lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Sheyigzor Alehem Yom L'Shana Kitza Lifnehem Es Haderech.
So God knew that they were going to be punished 1 year per each day that they toured the land. So therefore, God gave them a quick road so that they would not have an extra year of punishment. This idea of Yom HaShana it's another phrase that's similar, is Chodesh LaShana, a month for a year. Now, if a person is working for somebody, severance pay, it's sometimes appropriate that you give them 1 month per year that they worked. So that's called Chodesh LaShana. Okay, it's a whole dispute. Okay, so now, very good, Asher. Pasuk Chavav, Vayelchu Vayavo, we're chapter 13, verse 26. Vayelchu Vayavo al Moshe v'Aaron, L'Kohadas b'nei Yisrael mibar Paran Kadesha. Vayashivu otam devar es koei da vayarom es pri haaretz. So they went and they came to Moshe and Aaron and to the whole community of Israel, to Midbar Paran Kadesha, and they brought them back the word and the entire community, and they showed them the fruits of the land. So, okay, Elliot is going to read. What does the Rashi say, Elliot?
Mahu vayelchu.
What does it mean that they went?
Lakish halichatan lebiatan.
So we're comparing. They're coming, they're going.
Maviatan beitzara, af halichatan beitzara.
So Rashi says that just like their departure was with bad intent, just like their arrival was with bad intent, so too their departure on this journey was with bad intent, meaning they never intended, they're always intending to give a bad report. That's why Rashi says Vayelchu Vayavo, when it could have just said Vayavo, because now they're returning to Moshe. So why does it have to say the words Vayelchu? That's to teach us that they never changed their mindset. They were always going to give a misguided report. They always were going to do that. Okay, go on. Elliot, finish the Rashi. Vayashivu otam davar.
Vayashivu otam davar et Moshe et Aaron.
So what's going on here? Hello there, Hugh. So it says Vayashivu otam davar, because it already starts that they came to Moshe and Aaron and told the whole community of Israel. And then it says Vayashivu otam davar. So And then it says Ves Kol Haida, the whole community. So the first people they reported to was Moshe and Aaron, and then they took it to the whole community. So that's what Rashi says, Veshivo Tam Devar, that refers to Moshe and Aaron. Yes, Asher.
I mean, Moshe and Aaron, like after hearing the report, they wouldn't like they let them proceed to tell them to all of.
It doesn't say that they went, that they asked permission. That might have been part of the problem, that they went and without permission, they released the findings to everybody. And they also had evidence. They had a visual show. My Yarumas Bria Arts. They were bad actors from the beginning, according to Rashi. Vayisaprulo, and they reported to him. So who are they reporting to now? Presumably to Moshe. Vayomru banu el aretz asher shalchtanu. They said, we've come to the land that you sent us to. V'gam zavat chalav udvashi. And it's a land flowing with milk and honey. V'zeh pirya. And this is the land's fruit. This is the land's fruit. Okay, what does the Rashi say, Elliot? Not Elliot, Asher.
Zavar chalav udvash kol davar sheker she'ein omrim bo ktsas emes betchiltanu ein miskayim besofo.
Okay, so this is such an important point where Rashi says here, this is one of the truest points you'll ever see in a Rashi. Why did they start the report by saying this is a land flowing with milk and honey? Why did they start on a good level? Why don't they start with their lies? So Rashi tells us, anytime you're giving a bad report, called of our shefer, anytime you're going to say a lie, if you don't start with a little bit of truth, so if you don't start with a little bit of truth at the beginning, nobody's going to believe you in the end. So when you have a little bit of truth in it, then it makes the rest of the lie more believable. And this is the idea also. Any demagogue who's going to put out evil, he's going to have some part of his message which makes it more palatable, which makes it more acceptable, some message of good, some message of positivity. To the extent that he has it, that makes the whole message more palatable. That's like every wicked person has that every wicked, like public figure, they always have some message of good, a little good, which makes them even more dangerous. And that's what these people started doing. They first started praising the land and they got everybody disarmed. They disarmed them. But then they say, Pasuk Chavchas, and this is the word where it knocks everything down, Ephes. But Ephes, the word Ephes means it's all worthless. Ki azal meyoshev ba'aretz. The people that dwell there are very strong. Ve'ha'arim b'tzuros gedolos ma'od. And the cities are fortified. We saw the children of the giants. Rashi says, what does it mean? The cities are fortified. Elliot, your turn.
Lashon Kuzak.
Lashon Chozek. It's an expression of strength.
Targamo.
And so what's the Targum? That's the Unkelus. So the Unkelus translates it as
Krichan.
Krechan in the Aramaic means a city.
Lashon Beraniot. Agulot.
Beraniot Agulot, a circular fortified structure.
Well,
so they built a circular fence around the cities.
Lashon Arami, Krich Agol.
The word Krich means circular. So that's what it means. They built these fortified cities around their cities. And then it says, Amalek Yoshev Be'eretz HaNegev. The Amalek dwells in the south. Yes, Rabbi Yosef.
I was just going to say that from all the fortified places that I've ever seen, I've never seen one that's round. Like it doesn't make a lot of strategic sense.
Right, they have a round wall around the city.
But it's, well, the walled city even of Jerusalem isn't really round. Like it's, you have to have points, that way you can have a vision more like a wider vision of people coming to attack. Like Fort Knox is a square, right?
I don't know. I don't
If I
know.
remember correctly. It's,
Most likely, but the Pentagon's not a square, it's a pentagon. Is that a Gemara? Oh, no, you have a Chumash? Kobe, you have a Chumash? Okay, we're at chapter 13, but come closer, because we're gonna call on everybody to read. Chapter 13, verse 28. I don't know the answer to your question, Rabbi Yosef. We'll have to say tzarech even, we need to investigate. Verse 29, chapter 13, verse 29. No, we're gonna call on you to read, so come closer. Amalek Yoshev Beretz and Negev. Amalek is dwelling in the south. V'achiti v'yavusi v'amori Yoshev Barakanani. And the Chiti, the Amorites and the Yevusites, and the Amorites are dwelling in the mountain. V'akanani Yoshev al-Yam. The Canaanites are dwelling on the sea, al-Yada Yarden, and by the Jordan. Rashi says, oh, who's going to read? Noah, you read, your turn.
Okay.
Pasuk Chaf Tes.
Amalek Yoshev
Yes.
is gone.
So that's the Rashi. It says Amalek was dwelling there. And so what does Rashi say? So Rashi's telling us how malevolent these spies are. Why do they start by talking about Amalek? Because Amalek had already attacked them once. Attacked them when they came at the end of Parashas Beshalach. So since they were already attacked by Amalek, go on. So the Meraglim mentioned them first in order to scare them. So they say there's Amalekites in the south. Now, Amalekites, why does Rashi have to give this explanation? Why does Rashi have to give this explanation? Doesn't he just say if they were living there, they're living there? But the answer is, where was Amalek living?
They're nomads, no?
They're nomads. So Amalek is not really in the south. Amalek is all over the place. The other nations are in the land of Canaan, but Amalek is all over the place. Amalek is where they are right now, in the wilderness. That's where Amalek was. So they're just they're fearmongers. They're fearmongers. Okay, go on. Noe, please read the next one. And also, these people were standing, the Canaanites, the Canaanites are living by the sea and next to the Jordan. What does that mean, Rashi says?
Right,
Lavor. Right, so the word means, Rafi Shkoyach. So the word Yad means next to. It means that the Canaanites were living right next to the Jordan River, so nobody could pass by. They're going to prevent you from passing. Anyway, we see this today. People are afraid. They were saying it's not doable. You can't defeat them. Okay, go on.
That's it.
That's it. Right, so we have to go on. Okay, what does it say here? Okay, whose turn is it? My turn. Vayas Kalev Esam. So Kalev quieted the people. Vayas Kalev Esam Moshe. Kalev quieted the people. Vayomer, and he says, Arona Bi'arashnu Musa. Kiachonu Chola. He says, no, we can go up. And we will conquer it. We will inherit it because we can defeat it. Kiachonu Chola. Rashi says, up to Rashi. Who's going to read this Rashi? Whose turn is it? Rafi, you want to read the Rashis? Chapter 13, verse 30. So Kalev quiets the people and he says, no, we can go up and we'll inherit it because we can do it. Rashi says,
What's Rashi?
Pasuk Lamed.
Pasuk Lamed.
Vayas Kalev. This is such a beautiful Rashi.
So, Vayas Kalev.
Right. He silenced all of them. He silenced not. So Rashi's telling us he silenced the people. But then go on. El Moshe. What does it mean? Vayaz Kalev El Moshe. That's a strange lashon. He silenced the people towards Moshe. It's just say he silenced the people. Why does it have to say he silenced the people towards Moshe? Oh, so this is why we need the Hilaga Rashi. What does he say? You know what Hilaga means?
Holy.
Very good, Asher. Excellent. Asher, excellent. So what does it mean? He silenced the people towards Moshe. Rafi, keep going.
Shmo Moshe Daber Moshe.
With Shmo, he says, I want you to hear what I'm going to say against Moshe. How did he do this?
Avach le'amar.
Savach, he cried out and he said,
Echizo bilvad. Salvanu.
Ben Amram. So Caleb shouts out, is this the only? So the people are there ready to attack Moshe. And he says, is this the only thing Ben Amram has done against us? Who's Ben Amram? Moshe. Says, this the only thing he's done against us? And all of a sudden, people were there, they were smelling blood. So they were very excited when they saw somebody coming to attack further against Moshe. He says, is this the only thing Ben Amram has done against us? Go on.
Hashomea haya savur.
So those who were hearing this were assuming
Shabbat Saper Yuto.
Shabbat Saper Bignuto. Those who were there were assuming that Kalev was about to say bad stuff about Moshe.
Yuto Shaya Belibam Moshe. Yishvil Divrei Halim. Shaku Kulam Mishma.
Shaku Kulam Lishmo Gnusto. Because everybody there at that time was ready. They didn't like Moshe, so they thought there was something else to say bad about him. So everybody was quiet so that they could speak badly about him. Amar. So Kalev said,
Amar Valo Kara Lanu. That's like
so he did a 180 on them. He said, Moshe's also, that's not the only thing he's done. He's not only done that to us. What else has he done? He split the sea for us. Read one with Haman. He brought down the man for us. Ve'gizlanu es Slav, and he got the quail to fly for us. So you see what happened. You follow this, Asher? You see what's going on? That they Kalev made them think he was going to criticize Moshe, so that's how he quieted them down. So because otherwise, Rashi's bothered because why does he have to say Kalev quieted the people? He could just say, and Kalev spoke. But what does it say? He quieted the people. So he quieted them through this trick. Okay, go on. And Kalev said, we will go up. Rafi, keep reading.
I feel Bashamayim.
What does that mean? Afilu Shabashamayim. What it says, Alo Naweh?
Even in the sky.
What does that mean? Go on. Even in the sky.
Asur Sulabod Balu Sham.
That's Sliach B'chol Devarim. Even if Moses would tell us, go up to the heaven, make ladders and climb up there, we would still be successful. That's what he's saying. We have a Munah and Moshe Rabbeinu. He's telling us, even go up to the sky, we could do it. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that stands in front of Hashem Yisbarach. Go on. Vayas. Rashi says that the word Vayas, Ashon Shtika, means silence. It means silence. So too, he gives other examples, what's called, what's other versions of the word that appears. Came b'nei Adam arotzo shatek agudas anoshim omer. They say that's the onomatopoeia. Now you see Rashi. See the Rashi says you say sh. So if you want to quiet people, you say sh. In French, you know, you say in French or quiet, shoot. So that's in this word in Rashi. That's the French. Shoot. Let's see. You want to say the baby sleeping? Anybody here speak French? Shoot, baby, do. The baby's sleeping. Do you ever hear that, Nelly? Look it up. Somebody look it up on Google and ask them to pronounce it. How do you say the baby?
Shata de boca.
What?
Shata de boca.
What does that mean?
To shut your mouth, right?
Yeah, shut the boca. Okay. But look up. How do you say the baby's sleeping in French? It should be shoot baby door. Okay. So now we go up to the next pasuk. Okay, Aaron, we're gonna not Aaron, Sam. Oh my God, I only met your brother twice. I'm already mixing you guys up. Even though you don't look alike.
Yeah.
Probably get that a lot, right?
Not really, again.
It's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. V'anashim asher alu imo, the people who went up with him, amru lo nuchal la'alot el ha'am ki chazaku mimenu. The people said, we can't do it. These people are too strong for us. Ki chazaku mimenu. Oh, but Rashi tells us something. Sam, here, read the Rashi. Ki chazaku mimenu.
Zakum Timenu, Kibet Yichol.
Kaviyachol, you know what kaviyachol means? Kaviyachol is when you're like, it's as though they're speaking about God. Kaviyachol, as if it were possible, because you can't actually say something about God, but klape mala, right? They were speaking about God. What did they say about God? Ki chazaku mimenu. They're saying they're not stronger than us. They're saying he's stronger than God. Rahman al-Shlan.
Hashem, I'm sorry, Moshe, they're talking about himself?
No, they're saying we can't go up because he's stronger than God. Who's he? The nation, the Canaanites are stronger than God, so to speak. The literal text means he's stronger than us. But Rashi's pshat is that it's Mimenu is not, because Mimenu is the singular, he. So it means he's stronger than Hashem. Okay, the next pasuk says, Vayotziu dibata aretz. And they spread forth bad words. This is also something tragic. That first you say the truth, but you put it in a negative manner. But then they start spreading forth an evil report. Asher taruosa, b'nei Yisrael and more. They're saying and lies. You start by telling the truth. And then you dig down on your position. And now you start telling lies. They say, the land that we went through, that the whole land is a land that eats its inhabitants. So, one time, and all the people that we saw there were men of measures. I mean, the whole land is filled with giants. One time they were interviewing a candidate for to be president of YU, and he told me, I can't do that job. The guy said to me, I'm not going to do that job. I said, why not? He said, it's a job, it eats its inhabitants. To be the president of YU is a very hard job. It eats its inhabitants. There's another expression, that it's a rabbinate that buries its owner. So you have no, sometimes, like the job of the rabbi of a certain shul, I don't know anybody personally, but I'm saying it consumes the rabbi, and the rabbi ends up getting buried, God forbid. Still the best job in the world if any of you want to be a rabbi. But if you want to do it, I'll tell you how to do it. I'll give you some career guidance. Anybody here want to be a rabbi?
No,
Max going medical school. Now he's going to be a rabbi of the body.
Nobody wants to be.
Nobody here wants to be a rabbi? Okay, look. In our family today, the day of immense pride, because our son Roey got his smicha today.
Wow.
He's an ordained rabbi now. He's an ordained rabbi. Whenever he wants my job, whenever he wants my job, he could have it. He could have my job. I think I'm safe here, though. I think I'm pretty safe here. Okay, fine. But if anybody has a chance to go to Roey's shiurim, they're so beautiful. He gives them on Wednesday night at 9:00, and I think he's going to start a new topic. So yeah.
What does he give them?
It's on Zoom, but you can join the Zoom. I think he's going to do like an in-depth Gemara shiur. I think people like it. Wednesday nights at 9. Okay. So let's see this Rashi. Whose turn is it to read the Rashi? It's Elliot's.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Max. So Max didn't read yet. Max, you read the Rashi.
I'm catching up.
Wow. Okay, Elliot, read the Rashi. El Chelat Yoshveh, land that eats its inhabitants.
שעברנו
Nom
Oh, this is such a beautiful Rashi.
Medium.
Why do they say it's a land that eats its inhabitants? So Rashi says because wherever they want, they were burying the dead. Kodesh Baruch Hu,
Tova.
God Himself was doing it as a favor for them.
Today le Tadram be Avlan below Yatnu le Lanu.
So Hashem was doing a favor for them. Hashem, wherever they went, they saw people at funerals at levayas. God did this so that they would be preoccupied with their levayas, so that they wouldn't have time to harass the people. But they took that and they said, "Oh, the land is terrible." You see, so this is a Musar Haskel in life that Hashem Yisbarach will often give us a bracha, something special, and we'll view it as a punishment from Hashem. So that's and we don't understand that. So continue reading the Rashi. Go on.
Anshe Midot.
Men of measures. These people, all the people they saw were Anshe Midot.
Gedolim Gavoim Vitzarich Latat Lahem Midah.
He said all these people were Gedolim Ugvoim. They were very large and very tall. And you need to give them a measure.
Galit Gavoa Shesh.
Goliath was very tall. Gavu Sheish Amot V'Zeret. His height was 6 amos in a zeres.
V'chein Ish Midon.
And Ish Midah. So that's the expression. Okay, so we're almost done, but we have to stop here. Unfortunately, it's such Geshmak Rashi's on Parsha Shelach. We don't have time to do them all, but we're just going through it. Beautiful Rashi's, beautiful messages, and it's time to have a mincha. Who's going to
Did
wait?
you see what Seth wrote?
Oh, Seth wrote Mazel Tov. Yes,
Yes, I think we all join in with that blessing. Amen.
Oh, yeah.